Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami. Dhammam saranam gacchami. Sangham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi buddham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi buddham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Panatipata veramani Sikapadam samadhiyami. Abhinavana veramani Sikapadam samadhiyami. Kame sumichachara veramani Sikapadam samadhiyami. Musavada veramani Sikapadam samadhiyami. Surameraya machyapamma dattana veramani Sikapadam samadhiyami. Iti piso bhagava araham samma sambuddho Piya charana sampanno sugato lokavido Anuttaro purisadhamma sarati satta deva manusanam bhutto bhagavati namami buddham gunasagarantam satta sadahom tu sukhiya vera kayo yigucho sakalo dugando kachanti sappe maranam nahamcha buddham jivitam javanippanam saranam gacchami. Karaniyanatta kusalena yantam santam padam avisamecha sako uyucha suyucha Suvachocha samudho anatimani. Santu sakocha suvarocha. Apakichocha salahukavuti. Santindriyocha nipakocha. Apagapo kulesu ananugito. Nachakutam samachare. Kinchiena vinyu pare upavadeyum. Sukino vake mino hontu. Satte satta vavantu sukitatta. Yeke chipana mutati. Tasavata varava anavasesa. Vigavaye mahantava. Majima rasakanukatula. Dita vaye vahatita. Ye chadure vasanti avidure. Bhutava sambhave siva. Satte satta bhavantu sukitata. Naparo paranikutpeta. Nati manyeta katta shinam kanchi. Yaro sana patiga sanya. Nanya manya sadukha micheya. Mahatayata niyam puttam. Ayusae kaputta manurake. Evam pisapavutesu. Manasam bhavaye aparimanam. Mehitam cha sappalokasmin. Manasam bhavaye aparimanam. Udam adochatiriyam cha. Asambhadana veram asapattam. Titam charam nisinova. Sayano vayavata saviyatamito. Etam satim aditeya. Brahmametam viharam nilamahu. Vihitincha nupagama silava. Dasanena sampanno. Kame suvineya gedam. Nahiyatu gappaseyam. Kunareti. This is what should be done by one who is scaling goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able, hands upright, straightforward and gentle speech, humble and not conceited, content and uneasily satisfied, unburdened with beauties, and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud and demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would gladly reprove, wishing in gladness and in safety. May all beings be at ease, whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born. May all beings be at ease, let none deceive another, or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another. Even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading at first to the skies and downwards to the depths, outburst and unbounded, free from hatred and ill will, whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness. One should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding, by not holding to fixed views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being free from all sense desires, is not born again into this world. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
My dear friends, after this beautiful and calming chanting, with this beautiful and peaceful energy, let us continue our meditation practice for a while before the discussion. Are we aware? Do we have awareness? Do we know that we are here? Let us fully establish our awareness here and now. Do we know that there is a mind inside of us? Can we experience it consciously, our own mind? Do we thoughts in our minds? Can we be aware on them? How far we can be aware our thoughts one after the other. Let's see. In this meditation, we can see this, that is there any place for ourselves in our mind, not in others' minds or not in anywhere in the world. Is there any place for ourselves in between two thoughts, in between two thinking? What is the place? What is the place for us? If there is any place in our mind, what is our position? Just to follow orders or always say, yes, I do. If we are fully aware, if our awareness is there fully, then we can reflect. We can reflect all the ideas, thoughts are just reflections. Our awareness is working as a mirror, as a reflector. So whatever thought or whatever emotion comes, or whatever emotional or psychological commands or demands come, we can just reflect. And after reflecting, can we say this? Let me make decisions. Let me make decisions sooner or later. No hurry. You may open your eyes now. So, good afternoon, dear friends. Welcome to the question and answer session, or to the discussion. I am happy to moderate the discussion once again. So if you have any question about what has been said, or if you want to share something, or if you have a question about your practice, this is a time to raise the question or to share whatever you would like to share. And there are two ways of doing that. The easiest way is if you look at the bottom of your screen and you click on the chat icon, you can write your question there and you can send it to me. My name is Paul, P-A-U-L, Paul van Hooijdonk. And then I will read out the question loud and I will present it to Upul. That is option number one. Option number two is that you simply raise your hand and you can raise the question yourself live. So at the moment there is no question in the chat box. So maybe somebody would like to raise a question. So please raise your hand if that is the case. I see that there is one question from Mandy. She's typing the question now. So Mandy, I believe that you have a question, is that correct? But I can't see it appearing in the chat box for some reason.
Because the question is quite long, I'm now typing. Sorry for that. Thank you.
So please
Coming soon.
feel free. Okay.
Hello. Then I'd like to ask a question in between.
Please, Claudia.
Okay. Upul said that thoughts arising, and with the awareness we can be a mirror and reflect the thought, so that no action appears and therefore no karma happens. But isn't a thought already a karma as well, and a kind of a mental action? So how to avoid mental karma then?
Okay, thank you very much. So the question is, if I try to summarize it, awareness is the mirror that reflects our thoughts, so that we do not undertake any action and there is no karma. But asks Claudia, aren't thoughts not mental actions themselves, and how to avoid mental karma? Is that correct? Thank you, Upul. We are listening to you.
Thank you, Paul. And yeah, nice to see you again. You look healthy.
Thank you very much. I'm in Spain. I've been sitting in the sun the past day, so I feel healthy. I soaked up some warm sun.
Glad to hear it. And before go to Claudia's question, dear Mandy, so
Yes.
please, yeah, Mandy, please don't finish your writing. Please continue. Yeah, we can discuss on your question in next month.
I have already ready to send out, but I want you to finish Claudia's question first, and then I'll send to Paul, or maybe now coming.
Thanks.
I received the question in the meantime, so maybe Upul can answer Claudia's question first, and then I will read out Mandy's question.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good idea. Thanks, dear Claudia, for raising this complicated question and put me in a trouble. You are asking that thought itself can be a karma or not, or that means mental action or not. Well, karma means actions. Karma means actions. That's true, actions. And we are taking so many actions in our life. Even in 1 second or 1 minute, how many actions we take? We look around, this action, and sometimes we move our hands. They are actions too. Sometimes we close eyes, open eyes. So how many actions are there? But all of them are not karma. We do not produce or create any karma by moving our hands like this, or closing our eyes or opening eyes. No. karma means that we create an action which has a power, energy to go for a while and come back to us as a result. So that means we have to empower our actions. We have to energetic our actions. If we do not energetic our actions, then they are just actions, pure actions, empty actions, not karma. We have to take actions with the ego. With the ego, egoistic actions are karma. So all the actions are not egoistic. And emotional actions are karmic. But all the actions are not emotional. So this is the first thing. And the second thing is, when we say karma, then we forget about the other side of this coin, karma and result. So thoughts are not the karma, they are results. Thoughts are results, not karma. Just see, whatever thought you have, it's a result of our previous thinking, past thinking. Each thought is a result of our past thinking. That means we do not have new thoughts, fresh thoughts. That means we cannot have a thought which we didn't know before, which we didn't think before. No. So thinking, of course, thinking is action. And thoughts are results. So whatever thought is here right now is a result. It is not a karma. It's a result of karma. So we don't have to worry about thoughts. Whatever thought, maybe thought about some unpleasant past happenings, some unpleasant past incidents, a thought about some of our past mistakes or somebody else's mistakes, doesn't matter. They are just records, recordings, reports. No karma. Don't worry about thoughts. And whenever thought comes, then we have to be aware. Because thoughts are like fruits. And if we are not aware, then what we are doing is unconsciously, we are planting them. We are planting those seeds, fruits again. By reacting to our thoughts. Oh, why I have this thought? Oh, it's so ugly, it's so negative thought. Again, I have this memory. Or by misunderstanding. In whatever way, if we react to that thought, by reacting, we can create, or we are creating, or we may create a new karma. And that the thought is not responsible for that karma. It's 100% up to us. So if we just be aware on what thought comes, and if we can be stay as a mirror just to reflect, then the whole karma is finished or finishing, and no new karma. All we can actually burn on past karma just by being aware, just by be like a mirror to whatever happened in the past. We can neutralize most of our past karma just by reflecting them without reacting. So the answer is thoughts are not karma. They are result of past karma. So they are innocent. Thoughts are innocent. They cannot do anything. They are just fruits. They are not seeds. They are not roots. They are fruits. But if we take them and grasp them and plant them, then we make new karma. So therefore, let them come, let them be, and let them go. By doing this, we can neutralize most of our previous negative karmas without creating new karma for future suffering.
Thank you very much, Upul, for this clear answer. So if I can summarize it, you said not all actions generate karma, only those actions who have power or those actions who have energy. Thoughts are the result of our past thinking. Thinking is an action, but don't worry about your thoughts. Be aware of your thoughts. This awareness reflects our thoughts. And simply by practicing this awareness of thinking, we burn our past karma, or our karma finishes, and our karma gets neutralized. So you said simply let thoughts come, let them be, and let them go. So I think that is a summary of your answer. So Claudia, was that an answer to your question? Okay, I go to the chat box, and in the meantime there are several questions, but I promised Mandy to go to her question first. So this is Mandy's question. It is indeed a long question. Is there anything between two thoughts? Mandy asks. If we see there is something in between, then that is the thought. If we don't see there is anything in between, then we are unable to answer this question. So, may I ask if there is any answer for, is there anything between two thoughts? So, Upul, if I understand the question right, basically Mandy's question is, what is there in between two thoughts? Mandy, is that correct? Thank you. So Upul, again, I give the word to you.
It is not a long question. Thank you, Mandy. What is there in between two thoughts? It's up to us. It is 100% up to us. If we want to add something, we can add. Or if we can just withdraw ourselves, then we can withdraw ourselves. If we want to jump into the middle of two thoughts, we can jump. So everything is up to us. If we are not mindful or conscious, then what is usually happening is we are jumping into them, into the middle of two thoughts. We are jumping, we jump. And then we try to either control our thoughts or suppress our thoughts or repress our thoughts or deny our thoughts, or we want to hide them, or we want to express them. So there are usual two reactions. If we jump into the middle of two thoughts, so first thought is there, the second thought yet to come, and we are there now, and we, if the first thought is nice, pleasant, beautiful, then we do some positive reaction. We want to keep it forever. We want to think about it. And we want to multiply it. Simply we want to express. And if it is negative, so-called negative, then we want to hide it. We want to repress it. We want to suppress it, deny it. So they are usual two reactions if we jump into the middle of two thoughts. But if we do not jump, if we can stay at the back, then river of thoughts, we can see that they are flowing. They are flowing. And we are not there. We are not there. So no influences, no affection. We are not disturbing to thoughts, and thoughts are not disturbing to us. Originally, dear Mandy, there is nothing in between two thoughts. There is nothing. If we do not jump into the middle of them.
Thank you very much, Upul. So again, I try to summarize what you said. What is there in between two thoughts? It is up to us, you said. In case number one, if we are not mindful, we jump in between the two thoughts. We try to control them. We try to hide them. We try to express them. If they are pleasant, we continue them. We think about them further. If they are unpleasant, we fight with them and we deny them. That is the first option when we jump in between the two thoughts. And then option number two, if we do not jump in between two thoughts, if we can simply stay present, then we are not there. There are no influences. We are not disturbing the thoughts, and the thoughts do not disturb us. Basically, there is no thing, nothing in between two thoughts. So I go back to Mandy. Is that a clear answer, Mandy? Okay, I see a thumb up, so that means the answer is clear. Thank you very much, Mandy, for the question. I go back to the chat box and I see several questions now. So one question is from our host, Mar. She asks, Dear Upul, how can we clean our karma? I think Upul just partly answered that question already, but I go back to him. Upul, the question is, how can we clean our karma?
How can we clean our karma? How can we purify our karma? Well, karma is related to the past, not to the present. Karma is related to the past. And usually, if we have done something so-called bad or wrong, then later on, whenever we remember it, then we have a guilty conflict. And we are not happy about it. We hate ourselves because, oh, we have done something bad, something not right. So we start to hate ourselves. And out of this self-hatred, we want to punish ourselves in many different ways. I have met many people who have been addicted now, been addicted to self-torturing. And they want to stop that. They want to stop that, but they are unable to do it. It's a habit. Now it's an addiction more than a habit. They want to torturing themselves because they think that they have done something very bad. So, my dear friends, by judging again and again, by judging, what we are doing is we are multiplying our past karma. We are feeding to it. We are fertilizing. We are energizing. So we are giving life, eternal life to them by judging and by reacting and by creating self-hatred towards ourselves or towards somebody else again and again. So there is no end, no end, no purification, no purification. We are collecting mud. Again and again we are accumulating garbages. No purify. So how to clean? The very first thing is don't judge. Do not judge. Don't be a judge. And try to accept it. Yes, I have done something. A few years ago, I have done something, or somebody else has done something. It wasn't good. It wasn't nice. But it is over. It is over. Now, year 2022 is a new year, fresh year. And I'm not continuing that same mistake again and again. I'm not repeating that wrong behavior again and again. So if we can change our behaviors, and then this is the best way to neutralize our past karma or clean our past karma. The Buddha gave us a very beautiful metaphor, very beautiful example. Because before the Buddha's time, law of karma is there. Theory of karma is there, even before the Buddha. And Buddha said, that's not right. That is not the wise way to understand karma. So what was the theory of karma before the Buddha's period? You must suffer. You must suffer. You have to suffer and suffer and suffer as long as past karma is there. How much past karma is there, that much you have to suffer. The Buddha said that's not true. And if that is true, then nobody can overcome this suffering. And then the Buddha asked, if you add a small crystal of salt into a glass of water, then what happens? The monk said, difficult to drink because it's salty now. Even though it's a small crystal of salt, but the entire glass of water becomes salty, so we cannot drink. Then the Buddha asked, because of what? Because of the crystal, salty crystal. The Buddha said, no, not because of the salty crystal. Because if you add the same amount of salt into a water tank, then it is nothing. It is nothing. Even no one can say there is a small salty inside of this water tank. No one can say that is the case. That is the case. The problem is not the salt. The problem is our inner capacity, our mental capacity. If our mental capacity is too small, if our mind is too narrow, then small karma can give us a big punishment. So therefore Buddha taught us to cultivate our mind, cultivate our life by doing good things, by practicing generosity, sharing whatever we have with people who don't have those things, and by living in a moral way, and by meditating. So Buddha gave us 3 advices or 4 advices. Practicing generosity means sharing whatever we have with people who don't have this. And the second thing, having a moral life. Moral means ethical life. That means not harming anyone. The third thing, practice concentration meditation. Cultivate your mind. And the fourth one is cultivate your understanding. Pali words are Dana Bhavana, Sila Bhavana, Chitta Bhavana, Panya Bhavana. So all Bhavana means meditation. So there are 4 kinds of meditation according to the Buddhism. Dana Bhavana means cultivating generosity. Sila Bhavana means cultivating ethical life, harmless way of living. And the third one is cultivating mind. Fourth one, cultivate right understanding. And then your present capacity is bigger and deeper than what you have done in the past. So we cannot make it smaller. We cannot make the past smaller. That is not possible because it's already finished, done. But we can make the present moment or present life deeper and deeper and deeper, bigger and bigger. Then the past is becoming a small crystal of salt, but the present moment, present our life is like a huge crystal color, crystal clear water. So the past cannot harm us. So this is the way to clean our past karma.
Thank you so much, Upul. Again, I will try to summarize what you said. So the question of Mar was, how can we clean or purify karma? You said karma is related to the past. Sometimes we do wrong things, we hate ourselves, we think, I have done something bad. And many people are addicted to this self-torture. They think they have done something very bad. So when you judge yourself, you multiply your past karma. When you judge yourself, you feed or you energize your past karma. Then purification is not possible. We generate self-hatred. We collect mud. So how do we purify this past karma? 3 steps you mentioned. 1, do not judge. 2, try to accept what you have done. Yes, I did something that was not very wholesome, but it is over now. And 3, I make the firm resolution not to do it again. I change my behavior. So this is the best way to neutralize our past karma, by doing these 3 things. Before the Buddha, it was considered that we had to suffer as long as our past karma was there. But if this is true, then nobody can overcome this suffering, because it is due to our past karma that I am suffering. And the Buddha used this metaphor of a small crystal of salt into a big jar or container of water. So when there is a lot of salt, then the water tastes very salty. The Buddha said, cultivate your mind by doing good things, by developing generosity, dana, by leading a moral life. And you mentioned 4 things in this sense that help us to purify our past karma, which is 1, the cultivation of generosity, sharing what you have. 2, leading a moral life, which means not harming any being. 3, practicing concentration or meditation. And 4, developing understanding. And when we do that, our past becomes a small crystal of salt, and the present moment becomes a huge amount of water. And that in that way, the past or our past karma does not fundamentally influence our present moment, what we are now. So you said the first one is practicing dana, the second one is practicing sila, and then the third one is developing the mind. So I go to Mar again. Mar, is this an answer to your question? Okay, thank you. I'll go to the chat box again. Beautiful question from Ineke. Dear beloved Upul, can you say that if we live with our hearts and cultivate that, we break down our self-made prison? Ineke asks. So Upul, if we live with our hearts and if we cultivate our heart, Do we break down our self-made prison that way? We are listening to you.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't understand that question fully. So if we live with our heart.
Shall I read? Shall I read it
please.
again? Okay. So the
Yeah,
question
please.
is, dear beloved Upu, could you say that if we live with our hearts and we cultivate our heart, we break down our self-made prison?
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful teaching. Thank you, dear Ineka. Thank you. That means if you are honest, if we are living with the heart, that means we are honest. We are direct and we are straightforward. So then we do not harm ourselves and we do not harm others. And then no prison, because we are not victims of any defilement. So we have to be aware on that. Are we inside of any defilement? So if no defilement at all, if our mind is fully pure, no dirt at all, the mind is not dirty, then yes, we do not create any prison for ourselves. So we create prisons, jails, cells for ourselves by generating defilements. Defilements means negative emotions, and go with negative emotions and react with negative emotions. It's a beautiful question, dear Ineka, because whenever we are emotional, then our heart says, don't be emotional, don't be angry. Please let go of this anger. If you listen to our heart, only then we can hear this message. Don't be angry. Don't be sad. Don't be sad. I am suffering. The heart says, I am suffering. It's too much for me. Too much for me. I am serving you, but I cannot serve you. If you are becoming angry again and again and again, then it's beyond my limits. So not only the heart, each organ of the body, each cell of the body is telling us, let go of this emotion, let go of this reaction. This is not healthy. For now and for the future, this is not healthy. So please let go. This is the direct message, honest message, clear message. Comes from the heart, comes from the body, comes from each cell. And if you listen to it, we can understand and we can follow it. So by letting go of emotional reactions, no prison, no prison. We are not prisoners at all. Actually, we don't have to read a lot of Dhamma books or spiritual books. We are wasting time. I always ask meditators or people to listen to the heart. That's enough. The holy book, the sacred book is your heart. Learn to read it, learn to listen to it, and try to understand. That's more than enough. But without listening to the heart, without listening to inner voice, and without reading our heart, how much book we read, how much talks we listen, useless. They cannot change us. So it's a beautiful question.
Thank you again, Upul. I'll try to summarize what you said. If we live with our heart, that means we are honest, we are direct, we are straightforward, and we do not harm ourselves nor other beings. Then there is no prison, because we are not the victim of our defilements. When there is no defilement at all, our mind is pure, there is no dirt in the mind, and we do not create can't read my own handwriting here. The prison is made by generating defilements, which are negative emotions. So the prison is negative emotions. It's a beautiful question. Whenever we are emotional, our heart says, please don't be sad or don't be angry. I cannot serve you this way, our heart says, when you are angry. Each cell of the body, not only our heart, but each cell of the body says, let go of this emotion. This is the clear message from our heart. So what we have to learn is to listen to our heart. When we listen to our heart, there is no prison. You don't have to read Dhamma books. Read the book of your own heart. Listen to your heart. Understand your own heart. And that is the way to let go of the prison that we create ourselves. Again, I go to the chat box and I see that there are several more questions. I think I have to make a choice here. Dear Noble Sir Upul, a question from Ranjana. Much merits to you for teaching us about our own mind-made prisons. My question is, why do we build more and more, much stronger prisons as we grow older? Do we hide our real self to protect ourselves from many atrocities of life as we grow older? So Ranjana's question, if I understand it well, is why do we build stronger and stronger prisons when we are older? He asks. Do we hide our real self to protect us from atrocities of life as we grow older? Ranjana, am I correct? Is that your question?
Yes, dear Paul. Yes.
Thank you. So Upul, again, I give the word to you.
Thanks Paul, and thanks dear Rangana. Well, yeah, it's something we have to concern, because we all are getting old. We are not going back. Yeah, we are getting older, old and old and old. So we have to be very careful about this. What you said is true. If we do not meditate, if we do not take care of our mind and thoughts and emotions, then that is the result. That's our future. And why it is happening? Because we are strong. When we are young, we are strong. We can control our emotions. Physically and mentally, we are strong. But when we get old, we weak. We are becoming weaker by aging. So the body is becoming weak and the mind is becoming weak. But emotions, they do not become weak because we are old. No. No emotion thinks in this way. Oh, Upul is now old. Therefore, I should not be strong because poor Upul is not strong enough to tolerate me, to control me. No emotion thinks in this way. No emotion is concerning us. No. No sympathy at all. No emotion has any sympathy. So they are same. Maybe they are more powerful. So relatively, we are weak and poor. Therefore, we become prisoners again and again and again, and long-term prisoners, long-time prisoners. And also, it can happen as a habit, habitual pattern. So my suggestion is we have to start our meditation as early as possible. As early as possible. And don't addict to any emotion. It's okay. Emotions are okay if they come. We can be aware and we can accept and we can understand. But don't do anything habitually because of emotions. That means emotions are using us. So we have to be very aware about it. We can do whatever we want, but not because of emotions. Not doing anything by being a victim of any emotion. That's why we have to reflect before we act, before we make any decision, or before we take any action. We better to reflect. So we should not allow emotions to use us as tools or as instruments. If we allow emotions to use us as tools and as instruments, then one day, no choice. We do not have any choice. We have to fully surrender to emotions. Then actually what Rangana said is very true. Our old age is a prison, completely prison, made by past emotions. And we can see so many people are suffering inside of their own prisons, made by themselves. But now they cannot come out. They cannot break the walls. because not strong enough. So this is the answer.
So thank you again, Upul. Ranjana's question basically was, when we get older, do we create more prisons? And Upul's answer was, we are all getting older, so this is a question that is significant for all of us. It is true what Ranjana says. If we do not meditate, if we do not take care of our own mind, then as we get older, the prison gets stronger. And why is that? It is because when we are young, we are strong of body and mind. When we get older, we become weaker of body and mind. But the emotions stay the same, they do not change. So we become the prisoner of our own emotions. And it can also become a habit. Emotions themselves are okay, but don't do anything habitually because of your emotions. Then the emotions are using us. We should reflect before we act. We should reflect before we take a decision. Do not allow emotions to use us as a tool, as an instrument. So many people are suffering inside because of the prison that they have made, that they have created themselves, the prison of their own emotions. So this was Upul's answer, I think, I hope. And I go back to Ranjana. Is this a satisfying answer, Ranjana?
Yes, thank you, dear Father.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Upul sir.
I go back to the question. To Ineke has said, thanks a lot for the beautiful answer, Upul. It puts me at rest. I'm going to through a few other questions here. I think there is, let me see. I try to understand the question. Yeah, maybe I can answer, maybe I can read out this question from Gila. My name is Gisela. My question is, what is the meaning of the topic, where is freedom? I think the real freedom is in the heart of everyone and not outside. That is what, that is the question that Gila or Gisela asks. So Upul, I think you talked about this already in your talk, but Gisela asks the question, what is the meaning of the topic, where is freedom? I think the real freedom is in the heart of everyone and not outside. So maybe you can briefly say something about this, Upul?
Yeah, you can say, dear Gisela, you can say like that. Yeah, your own freedom is not in anywhere, not in this earth, or not in heaven or paradise, or not in the mountains. It's inside of you, and you can use that word heart for that, the place where the freedom is. Yeah, but I can add one more thing, that we had to create at our heart. We had to create our heart for freedom. If we do not create, then no freedom. So it is up to us. Heart is not an organ. The heart, we say, it's already there. But the freedom is not already there. It's up to us. We have to create by being mindful, by being aware, by being conscious, by being alive. We can create our own freedom. If we do not be mindful, be aware, be conscious, be alive, then no freedom. Then even heart is not free. So my answer is, yeah, you can say your freedom is your heart, but we have to do something. If we don't do that particular thing, then we are not free. So what we have to do is, we have to practice mindfulness. We have to practice awareness. We have to learn to live consciously. Whenever emotions come, whenever emotional impulses come, we have to reflect them. We have to reflect them. And by doing all those things, we can create our own freedom inside of our heart.
Thank you, Upul. So, Gisela, the answer was your freedom is indeed inside of you, and you can use that word heart. It is not anywhere else, not anywhere outside of yourself, but we have to create that freedom. It is up to us. The heart is there already, but the freedom is not there initially. We have to create that by being mindful, by being aware, by being conscious. When there is no mindfulness, there is no freedom. So we have to live consciously, we have to practice awareness. Is that a clear answer, Gisela?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
There is a question from a participant who is here in Nilambe at the moment. Yes, please.
Okay. It is also about karma. You said when somebody realizes that he or she has done something wrong, that can create karma. But what if you don't realize it? What if a person has behaved unethical, caused a lot of suffering, but does not recognize that this behavior was unethical? It doesn't cause karma? Or, and second question, does it have any influence on your next life? So 2 questions. Is karma only existing if you realize that you've done wrong? And what does it mean for how you will be born in your next life?
Paul, did you hear that question?
No, I just wanted to ask you, Upul, if you could repeat that for everybody who is connected online.
Yeah, her question is, if we do not think it's something wrong, if we think it's right, and then we do it because we think it's right. So she's asking, then does it create any karma? That's the first question.
Very clear, very clear.
Well, yeah, it is difficult to understand the nature of karma. It is not the law of karma, not laid by any person, not laid by anyone. The law of karma. If it is laid by somebody, then of course we can go and tell him, oh, it's my mistake, don't punish me. I didn't know about it. I really didn't know. I didn't read any spiritual book or religious book. Therefore, for the first time, please forgive me, we can say. But it is just a law. Law of nature. Like a gravity, law of gravity. If we are not mindful and if we walk on a slippery path, we may fall down. We may fall down. But we can't say, oh, I wasn't aware, I didn't know this is slippery. Therefore, for the first time, please forgive me. Don't let me fall down. We can't negotiate with natural laws. They don't ask, do you know or do you not know? Like a poison. We think it's a food, it's a tasty food, and we eat, but it's a poison, so it harms us. But later we cannot say, I didn't know, I thought it's a food, but the result is same. Therefore, actually, the result is not depending on what we believe. The result is not depending on what we believe. The result is depending on our intention. So I can change your question in this way. I want to help you. And I think this is the way to help you. But it is not helping you. Maybe it is disturbing you. But it is not the bad karma for me, because my intention is helping you. So it is depending on what is your original intention, not what you believe. What is your original intention? If your original intention is doing something good for yourself or for others or for the world, then even though the result is so bad, but it doesn't come to you as a very big punishment. No, because your intention is good. We have to concern about three important aspects of each of our actions. What's our intention, what's mean, and what is the result? What is the result? End, outcome, and the medium, the way we use to get that outcome, and the intention. So if these three things are pure and good and right and wise, then it is 100% good karma. 100% beautiful and pure. But if the result is not good, but the effort is good, the intention is good, still it is a good karma. If only the intention is good, but the effort, the medium is not right, and the result is not right, but still you can say it's a good karma, but not as powerful as first two things. If the intention wasn't good at all, then even though the result is good, the medium is good, it's not a good karma. Bad. Yes, Paul. Over to
Okay,
you.
Upu, thank you. I briefly summarize what you just said, or I try. So basically, the core of your answer is the karma depends on the intention, not on the result, but on the intention. So if I want to help you, but it actually disturbs you, then there is no negative karma for myself because my intention was pure. My intention was positive. So if the intention is positive, but the result is negative, that doesn't generate negative karma. Basically, that is the core of your answer, I think. And Upu, I see that we still have 4 minutes left. So I would like to say 2 things, and then you can close this beautiful meditation day as you like. So the first thing I would like to say to everybody is that I'll make a long story very short. In the Buddhist tradition, there is a long habit or long tradition of giving the teachings freely without asking anything in return, and people can contribute from their heart what they would like to contribute. So as we all know, Nilambe has gone through a difficult time during the pandemic. Like many people in Sri Lanka and many people all over the world. So if you would like to contribute something to give dana to Nilambe and to Upul, that is possible, and you can find the bank account number in the last invitation letter that you received from our host Mar. It's a Spanish bank account number, and Mar will make sure that Upul receives the money. Thank you so much already for this. Of course, Nilambe can only survive if we also financially support it. So thank you already. And the second thing I want to say is in March, it was March 2000 that our beloved master, meditation teacher Godwin Samararatne passed away, the first meditation teacher of Nilambe, and Upul has succeeded Godwin. But every month of March there is a commemoration to commemorate Godwin, and on March 25th, 26th, and 27th, there is a 3-day online retreat that is conducted by Upul, and myself, I will have a small part in it as well. And the last day of that 3-day retreat, the 27th, we will have this commemoration of Godwin Samararatne. So you have already received an announcement, I think, and you will receive the program with all the details one of the coming days. So if you would like to participate in that retreat, please keep it free in your diary, in your agenda, 25th, 26th, and 27th of March. That is all I wanted to say. Thank you so much, Upul. I give you the word to come to a conclusion.
Oh, thank you very much, my dear Paul, for moderating this beautiful and fruitful and rich discussion. You have given beautiful meanings to my incompleted answers. And thank you very much, dear Mark, for doing all kinds of coordinating and organizing for this retreat. While you are working, you are so busy, but you made it very well, voluntary. And also, thank you very much, dear Claudia and dear Veronica, for supporting Tuma to organize this retreat and doing beautiful chanting and conducting yoga lesson and doing introduction. And thank you very much, all Ilambe friends who have participated to the retreat. Because of you, I had to use my, brain. Otherwise, I don't have to use my brain, but you have asked so complicated and so deep and beautiful questions, and to answer to your question fully, I have to use my mind, not only mind, my brain. So thank you very much to give me strong brain exercises. And we all are very lucky, we all are very fortunate to have these opportunities again and again to meditate together and share our experiences and knowledge and wisdom together. Doesn't matter where we are, maybe in Sri Lanka, and some of you are in Hong Kong and China, and then Europe and America and Australia. So, sorry? So, different time zones. Maybe for some people it's early morning, some of our friends. And for us now, close to 9 p.m. And for some friends it's midnight. But thank you very much for your cooperation. And I hope we can continue this journey together as long as possible. With this wish, my dear friends,